Holy cow, what is happening? Another pirate broadcast here on a Tuesday. Who would thunk it? And Chantel is in the house today. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun, good conversation, talking to interesting people doing interesting things. And I love the opportunity to share some conversation with you in the Pirate Broadcast. As you know, it's streaming live to LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. So if you can't catch us here, catch us there. That's all I got to say. And I'm attempting to find us live here so I can actually follow some of the content.
Right? It takes a while, doesn't it?
It does take a while. And if you get in there too soon and you get in there too early, then you can't follow the comments. But Gabriel's here from Facebook.
What's up, Gabriel?
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Good morning, Russ Johns. And the wonderful and talented Chantel.
Oh, yeah. I'll take it, Russ. Thanks.
There you go. There you go.
How's life in Arizona?
Life in Arizona I went out yesterday and I was so happy. I went with my sister. We had to pick up some prescriptions for mom and dad because, we're all here hunkered down. And the temperature in the weather was just perfect. And so just being outside in the sunshine and there's just that thing, that temperature you feel, and it's just like, oh, this is perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's just awesome.
I love it.
We are doing well, and thank you for asking because, as we know, we're going through these things. We're going through the process of, identifying what the new next step is for us. Everybody's watching the news at some point in time. I try to avoid that a little bit, only because my life hasn't really been interrupted too much. I mean, I still got the client work I still got the pirate broadcast that I get to share.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be doing some LinkedIn lives or live broadcasts talking about how to work from home, how to Zoom, how to use video, how to use some tools that make it a little easier. So I think I'll just start that and just offer it to the community. And
oh, that's lovely. Absolutely. I think there's a lot of value there. There's a lot of people who are confused.
Yes. So tell me, get me caught up. What is going on in your world? What have you been doing recently?
Wow. Where to begin? Life is bananas. I'm not slowing down at all. I feel like the more time people have in front of a computer, in front of their technology now more than ever, is more demanding in terms of people working on brands and their websites and their personal brands and all of that jazz. So things are definitely not slowing down for me. I got a little dude who was home from school originally last week for spring break, and now he's extended, yeah, for the rest of the year. We're doing e-learning, so it's exciting because I get to put on my kindergarten hat and be a kindergartner again and figure out cool science experiments. I mean, we made a volcano out of a paper plate and painted it and made it all look super cool and did the vinegar and baking soda thing. So it's really fun. It's an opportunity to just be a kid again, and I'm excited.
I think that's how people have to look at it, as an opportunity. I get to do this rather than I have to do this. Because a lot of times it's all in our mindset. It's how we approach it. So what are some positive things that you found as a result of being home with your little one?
Well, it's a lot of pressure too, right? Because now I'm not just working from home, I'm momming and
Yeah.
on conference calls. So if I have a little dude come through here, you know why. We're still working out the kinks of understanding personal space, but that's okay. I'd
Well, I
rather be.
do appreciate you being here, and thank you so much for taking time to
Sure,
do this. So
absolutely. It's too much fun.
it's so much fun. So branding is branding. We're all to some degree branding in our lives, right? We're attempting to put our best foot forward, how to present that, how to message that, and there's different ways we can do that. And you've been on LinkedIn. I mean, you're a rock star on LinkedIn, so I would love to get some of your tips to share with the community here, and maybe some of your best use cases of how we can brand in the situation we're in right now. I mean, it's like how do we put that out there, because it's evolving.
Right. Well, we're always evolving. That's the thing, is that as humans, that's what we do in our career, in our life. Everything is evolving, and it takes reflection and building and mastering that brand over time, especially with organizations as well, right? You think
Yeah.
about culture and how culture evolves and how that is a big part of your brand. So there's so many moving elements there. And taking this time that we have and using it as the silver lining, right? And having that attitude of gratitude, but really focusing in on who you are and being more insightful and aware, that'll help you really perfect who you are and what makes you unique. And so you can highlight those elements in your brand, even though it's kind of buzzwordy, right? And it feels like it
Yeah.
loses magic when you include personal brand on your personality, but it really is a huge benefit, right? It helps you stand out and be more unique and help people connect with you, who you are, not just your business and what you offer.
Well, what I've discovered, I've done a number of pirate broadcasts now, and there seems to be a theme across all of the episodes, and really it's about interesting people doing interesting things, and everybody that's on typically has their own personality.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems if we could, the closer we or the more we work on being ourselves, it seems like that's what brings out our true gifts.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, and then people will recognize you for what you are. When you're
Right.
trying to be someone else, it doesn't last.
Right.
You're always trying to do something, to fit in, or to do something for someone else, or to be someone else.
Not only that, but people can see right through that. People can read through the baloney a lot better than we think they can, right? I learned that as a kid. I used to love lying about the dumbest things, Chantel, did you take the last cookie that was supposed to be for Daddy? No. I don't know where that went. You can see right through that.
Oh man, it's crazy, and brands are the same way. Right now, a lot of brands are challenged by what's happening around the world, and some brands. Do you see any brands that are really doing an amazing job at managing the communication and the outreach and some of the public? Oh, how do you want to describe it? Managing their people and staff and things like that. Have you seen anything?
Yeah, there's so many people. I mean, look at what happened with South by Southwest right away off the gamut. There was Facebook taking control of things, and big organizations that were really employee centered, which is a great brand to have, especially when you've been in turmoil like Facebook. That's been dealing with things for so long now. And then Boeing as well is it's got a lot of damage control to do. And like with this pandemic and with everything going on in the world, I am not a solution or a problem dweller. I'm a solution thinker. So thinking about how much opportunity is out there for getting your business in line and taking advantage of this time to really pivot and be as strong as you possibly can is the ultimate goal, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of been your story is get past it, go through it, get around it, and keep going. Right?
Yeah. It's like, are you ever really through it? Right? No. Because it's always holding on to you no matter what. And it's a lesson learned, which is great, but it's important to really keep that eye on the prize and that attitude of gratitude and optimism, because nobody wants to be around a Debbie Downer, right?
No. And I think right now, more than any other time in history, I mean, it's interesting to me because I've been doing video and I've been promoting video and sharing, the Pirate Syndicate and some of the things that allow people to get on video and do a show just like this. And it's really interesting to me because it was before this thing hit, and now it's really even compounded because all of a sudden you have a necessity that you're going to have to get comfortable with, video in a lot of cases to deal with, communications and looking at empathy and, really having a hard conversation at times. And it's different than it is if it were just on a phone. It's different than a text message. It's different than an email.
Yeah.
And I think the better that we adapt and respond and become resilient around this is, it's necessary for many people, and the people that realize that early and grow with it, I think will really take advantage of the technology and remote worker.
Oh, totally. And it's important for us to lean in right now, right? And being more conscious and maybe backing off and slowing down, but leaning into the changes that are going to happen and stop being so resistant on what's going on. Because face it, everything evolves, everything changes, change is inevitable. So making sure that as humans, as businesses, as family members and friends, we are there to be supportive, present, and obviously know that we're all human, darn it. It's humans who run the businesses. It's humans we're all humans behind the profiles, behind the digital reputation. So it's easy to be stuck and hurt and slow, but it's okay. We're all human. Humans have failures and mistakes.
We are all human. I love that. I'd like you to kind of share your thoughts about, because this thing is universal. There's no geographic, demographic, any kind of boundary here. We're fighting against something that is universal. It is unique. It's really, never happened in our lifetime, and hopefully it will never happen in the rest of our lifetime. Right. And we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know where it's going to go. So I think that attitude of gratitude and reaching out and making connections and following up. I've had so many people ask me, hey, how are your mom and dad doing? How are you guys doing? How are you holding up? And it's heartwarming and it really makes a difference. It makes it matter. And, I'm a kindness freak. I truly believe in kindness. It's like, that's who I am.
Everybody should. Why not, right? Kindness is the gift that keeps on giving. I totally agree. We undervalue the power of those simple check-ins. And for the first couple days last week, I was getting checked in on by a few people because, as you know, I have a lot of health conditions, and it was okay at first, but I started to really feel it the last 2 days. Like my treatments are going to be postponed, which means I'm more susceptible to relapse. And there's a lot of other cancer patients that are having their chemotherapy regimens held back because of the severity of having a low and suppressed immune system. So it's challenging. And those check-ins really do. Like last night, I just needed to vent, and 2 people reached out and we just chatted and caught up. And it was nice because there's that like guilt, right? That guilt of being a business owner and running a business and making sure that you're as productive as you possibly can be, as well as being a parent, right? And making sure that you're present for your children that are now completely thrown off guard. Especially a kindergartner who just got used to being in school is now home all the time, and there's video games and there's guilt there and screen time, and it's just really challenging. So yeah, please check in with your friends and your people and your colleagues, and accept people checking in on you too, and start that dialogue. It's important.
It is important. And, maybe somebody that you haven't checked in for a while. And I'm in an area in Arizona where a lot of retirees are, and where a lot of people don't have resources. And so I get a little concerned. I was thinking about this the other day in the grocery store. There's always people waiting for a cab or waiting for a ride, or, they're isolated. And I'm just thinking, we need to reach out to people and hopefully help each other out, and do what we can to support each other. And it's a time of reflection. It's a time of growth. It's a time of receiving help and sharing our gifts. And I think that's really what it's all about. It's going to be even more so as we get through this, because it may take a while.
Yeah.
It may take a while. So it's all in mindset.
I know.
So what else? What else are you working on? What are you excited about in terms of online, offline, branding, media?
So many things. So what I volunteered to do this year is I volunteered to be a candidate for Woman of the Year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, because cancer is so important to me in my life. And when you find a treatment for one thing, it usually coincides and spills into another. However, with this going on, it's going to be ridiculously difficult to run campaigns. So my campaign is supposed to officially launch on Thursday in 2 days here. So I'm freaking out, because I had half a dozen events planned, big events to bring in thousands of dollars. And now all of those are kissed goodbye. And I am scared, and I don't feel comfortable asking for, donations at this time. So I have to pivot. We're doing some other things. We're going to do a LinkedIn campaign. Hopefully, would love to have you in the community here join in on Thursday. And it's really
send us the links.
What's that?
Send us the links.
Heck yeah, I'll send you the links. We're doing a hashtag Give Back challenge, and it's about how everybody gives back and what fills their cup, especially right now when we're all trying to give and be better people and help our neighbors out. It's a good way to highlight different associations, right? And the thing that stinks about all of this is that cancer doesn't sleep, and cancer's not taking a break. And that's why I'm still rooted to this cause, and I'm not giving up, because it is important to keep those funds coming in for support of these families that are extremely affected by this ickiness going on in the world. So help.
I guess this situation does prompt a bit of creativity, right? We have to become very creative about how our outreach programs are going, how we actually reach people and communicate with them on a regular basis. And I don't know about you. I know you were doing, was it 20 tips for 2020?
Yeah, still going strong on that.
All right, good for you. However, like LinkedIn Live, I feel like video has actually dropped off. It's the viewership and some of the things have dropped off. And it's always awesome to see people in the room. It's like, okay, we got Sherry Lawley here. We got Angie Schumann. Gabriel is always here. It's like awesome. Jeff Young in the house.
Rock on.
Rock on. Lori Knudsen, Sherry Lawley, all of these people that join in on a regular basis. I just, I'm just overwhelmed sometimes by the gratitude.
Sherry's amazing. Sherry's such a supportive person.
Yeah, she's so supportive, and it's just incredible to see how
good
much
humans. We need more Sherrys in the world.
Yes,
come out from the woodwork.
Yeah. So the creativity side of campaigns and how to outreach, it's really hard to have a fundraiser without an event. So it's like, okay, it could still happen. it's like a massive Zoom room, or it's
right. So we're gonna start. My birthday's this weekend, and my son's birthday's this weekend. Yeah, woo! Birthday in quarantine. I'm gonna whip together a homemade cake, and we'll see what happens. Whatever decorations I can throw up from past years, Christmas cards and Christmas decor will come out. We are gonna do like a virtual beer tasting, which will be interesting. And yeah, it's awesome. Local because we picked a bunch of local breweries to support at this time, which will be cool. And if people make a donation of $50 plus, I hand deliver the beer to their doorsteps in Madison. Wow. Heck yeah! So we're trying.
That's fantastic.
We're pivoting a little bit, but for the most part, this fundraising is going to be a lot of personal asks, and it's going to be taxing and time consuming. But the mission is there. There's a reason why I said yes originally. And when you see these little kids that are affected, it's just a parent's worst nightmare, seeing your children struggle with their health. So that's why we're doing this.
Yeah. Well,
doing it.
Applause for you. A round of silent applause for Chantel.
Thanks.
I love that, and I love the creativity that's going into it. And yes, it does take some additional effort. However, the effort isn't necessarily in the long term. I mean, because obviously doing an event takes a lot of effort as well. There's a lot of energy that goes out into that, and then meeting and greeting, and making sure that everything's there and the tables are set up and whatever it happens to be. There's a lot of energy that's going to go out regardless. So if we can actually put it in perspective and make sure that we have that, it's all in mindset, right? It's all in mindset.
Oh, it really is. And having a good team too. I have a few volunteers here that are really on board with this and the mission and supporting the cause. And I couldn't be more thankful. So, hey, if anybody watching this is interested in helping me out for this,
well, you can click below, or you can actually follow on LinkedIn and her website. You can actually reach out and get involved and engaged. And if you can actually offer a little bit of assistance, maybe a few connections, maybe some visibility in your network, there's always something we can do. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it does help a lot of people. So, I mean, this is not necessarily the primary fundraiser. However, she will pass that around and get some information.
And I will reach out to you, just FYI. Yes. You will get a personal message from me in the next few weeks.
Yeah. And be open to it, because we all can assist and support each other along this process.
Yeah.
And gratitude and appreciation and kindness go such a long way.
It does. That good energy that's contagious, the best kind of contagious.
So after the fundraiser and the rest of we're kind of in a strange area where we're going to have to figure this out in short-term blasts.
Yeah. Right? I know. So I'm the host of LinkedIn Local Madison, Milwaukee, and Chicago. So we had so many events planned, and we had to pause all of them. And we might do some virtual ones. Who knows? It would be cool to do. I have a friend who's doing a LinkedIn Global, so she's trying to get a big Zoom room and getting people from everywhere. We'll see how that works. But having so many people in one Zoom room trying to talk. But hey, give it a shot. Nothing's impossible.
Well, maybe you can get Eric from Zoom to offer a couple of virtual rooms, where you could actually go off and have conversations.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You could do the side rooms and say, okay, you these 4 people go into this room and solve this problem, and then come back, and we'll all come back.
I like it.
You could
like
probably do something.
Speed problem solving. Pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're all going to have to work on solving problems. What's the biggest problem we have to solve is staying connected with our community, number one. Yeah. And then making sure that we maintain communication with our clients and our friends and family and everybody around it. Absolutely. So we have to get used to using video. We have to be being on camera and maybe jumping on a Zoom session instead of a phone call. And, everybody has FaceTime. There's lots of different ways we can communicate through here.
Right.
And it's just make it almost gamification is the way I look at it. Make it fun.
Yeah.
So I think it's, if I'm talking to my kids or if I'm talking to my parents or if I'm talking to family members across the country, we live in a different time that we're going to have to adapt.
Absolutely. I know. Well, making it fun is what it's all about too. I mean, what's life if you can't enjoy it?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Like, let's go out and enjoy the world. Well, so as we wrap up here, and I know you have a student in place today.
Yeah, watching Unikitty on the television. Great.
Nice. So as we wrap up here, I know we've talked about, circumstances, positive outcomes, attitude is gratitude. What would you love to leave with everybody today as we get, any big thoughts, big ideas? Really way to connect with people.
Yeah, definitely reinforcing the fact that people should be checking in. We should be nurturing all of our relationships at this time and making new relationships. I mean, take this opportunity to use the incredible platforms that we have access to, including LinkedIn, because there's so many incredible people out there that have more time and they are more active, and you will see that they're engaging on content and your feed's going to be shifting and changing, which is exciting too. So connect with those people that you see commenting on posts because they're there, they're active, and they could be new best friends. You never know how one conversation will change your life, right? Absolutely. And also, in terms of I feel like I'm not doing my part in doing my due diligence in building awareness for inclusion and accessibility if I don't talk about people with chronic illness and how susceptible they are right now to these really contagious illnesses, right? Including flu season and coronavirus. So making sure that we're all doing our part. We're staying home if we can stay home, doing my public service, right? But also understanding that we're all differently abled. And a lot of chronic illness and autoimmune disease goes undiagnosed for so long. Yeah. So we could be affected and not even know it yet. Anyways, that's my soapbox I'll get off of.
Stay safe and sane. That's all I got to say. Stay safe and sane. So, we got some more comments here. Learning to be more fluid, Wendy, ever changing, then changing again.
It is.
Jill Sullivan is always there.
Jill.
Hi, Russ. Thank you so much for being here, Jill. Then we got, let's see who else is in the house before we get. Angie's here. Good morning, Pirate Broadcast. Yes. And Gabriel, love this guy. Gabriel's going to be a pirate here. He's coming up. He's on top and not tapping into this thing. So it's really important for us to really stick together and support each other in this whole process. So I just love it. Chantel, thank you so much for being here. And like I said, look for some live stream videos I'm going to be putting out for just helping answer questions, going on Zoom, and I'll put it out in live. I'll probably do it in StreamYard here and go live and share some tips and some strategies you can use to stay connected and some platforms you can use and answer some questions for using video to stay and maintain outreach.
That's amazing. I can't wait. And there's so many people who need your help, including my parents that do not know how to operate a Zoom call. Help!
Well, it's getting easier than it used to be. I mean, 5 years ago, it was even more of a challenge, and now I just upgraded my internet was down yesterday. It was no, I had lost my internet, and I went and purchased a new router and a new cable modem, and then there was an outage, so I couldn't get back on. It's like, oh no.
Right?
So-
I know everything is slowing down. Even like Xbox consoles are like, stop, we have too many people.
Yeah.
Lag.
So patience. Everybody have a little patience.
Patience.
Take a
Definitely. We will be tested at this time for
Go
our
for a
patience.
walk. This is a test for the next 30 days. We're going to get conducting a test.
We're going to come out so patient. So patient and kind. We got this, guys.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to your messages and offering support and initiating whatever I can do to help out. And
Sounds
always,
perfect.
now that you're a pirate, you're part of the pirate community.
Yarr. I feel like I should have a big cup
Join
of
the
ale.
Facebook group. You can find us on Facebook. There's a group of us on Facebook, so the pirate group,
Done.
pirate broadcast, and then we'll get it out there and have fun. So.
Yeah. Wow,
And as you know, kindness is cool, smiles are free, and you enjoy the day.
awesome. Deal. Thanks, Russ.
Take care.